The Baltimore Ravens make the trek to the New England Patriots for Monday Night Football December 12th in an AFC North Division showdown for Week 14. The Ravens are catching a full touchdown and in some cases more to take on Brady, Belichick, and the Patriots. Baltimore and New England have both been good under the total bets this season, which is why this total opened a little light at 44.5 points, and bettors have now bumped it up. The Ravens are 7-5 straight up on the season and 6-5-1 against the spread, depending on the number that you got for the push. After playing a ton of close games this season, Baltimore finally managed to snag a blowout win over the Dolphins, 38-6, as 3-point favorites to keep pace with the Steelers. The Ravens' offense is still quite bad, but they're getting by with Joe Flacco, who has completed 64.6% of his throws and has a pedestrian 15-11 touchdown interception ratio. Baltimore is actually 4th in the NFL in total offense plays run, but they are 16th in yards and 21st in points. Flacco had his best game of the season against the Dolphins, going 36 of 47 for 381 yards and 4 touchdowns. The running game still isn't great with Terrence West, but Kenneth Dixon out of Louisiana Tech is starting to get a few more touches, and he could be an ace in the hole for the Ravens down the stretch. Mike Wallace is a big play threat with 57 catches for 851 yards. Breshad Perriman is starting to live up to some of the hype now that he is healthy. He had a 53-yard catch and run for 6 points in the last game. Even with the offensive explosion against Miami, Baltimore is 24th in yards per play at 5.1. The defense for the Ravens has been exceptional. They have the best yards per carry allowed in the NFL at just 3.4 and have limited big plays in the passing game. Baltimore's 64.1% completion rate against ranks in the bottom half of the league, but good tackling can offset shoddy coverage, as the Ravens have only allowed 10.2 yards per catch, good for second place in the NFL, after Jacksonville, Los Angeles, and Detroit, who were all tied for the best mark in the league with 10.1 yards per catch allowed. Baltimore is also 4th in the NFL in takeaways with 22. The Ravens have won and covered in 4 of their last 5 games, so they come into this one playing very well. The New England Patriots are hoping to improve upon their 10-2 record and 9-3 mark against the number. New England has 1 loss straight up and 2 losses against the spread since Tom Brady returned in Week 5. The Patriots have methodically rolled through the easy part of their schedule with wins over San Francisco, the Jets, and the Rams. New England is back home with an extra day of rest after playing on the road in 4 of the last 5 weeks. Fatigue would have been a little bit of an issue if they had played better teams, and the only game that the Patriots have lost since Tom Brady's return has come at home. Tom Brady has been surgical this season, completing just shy of 69% of his passes, with a 19-1 touchdown interception ratio. Brady missed the first 4 games with the Deflategate suspension, and the Patriots conveniently went 3-1 to set up this push for yet another division title. LeGarrette Blount has 13 of New England's 14 rushing touchdowns, and he should get over the 1,000-yard mark in this game, even though the Ravens are formidable up front. He only needs 43 yards to get there. Injuries are becoming a problem for the Patriots. Rob Gronkowski is out with a herniated disc, and Danny Amendola left the last game with a leg injury. Julian Edelman and Martellus Bennett need to do whatever they can to stay healthy. It's really hard to evaluate the Patriots' defense, as they only have 13 takeaways on the season, and they have struggled against the run, but they force teams to abandon their game plan pretty quickly. The Patriots haven't been tested much this season. Their opponents average less than 21 points per game, and they've held them to 17.2 points per game. Baltimore doesn't exactly represent a big defensive test either. The big key for the Patriots defense is that they almost always win field position because Brady never turns the ball over. Forcing Baltimore to go the entire length of the field should make things tough for the Ravens. The Patriots are in a precarious spot, but they can lock up the AFC East if the Dolphins lose to the Arizona Cardinals. If it matters, New England would finish the season against Miami. This is a little bit of a look-ahead spot with Sunday's game at Denver, but that rivalry is not what it once was with Peyton Manning in street clothes. Baltimore feels like an overrated team, and the Patriots tend to remind teams when they are. Our pick and prediction is for the New England Patriots at -7.